All right. Good morning, everybody at Kip One Primary. Miss you guys so much. This is Mr. Jennings. Just want to make sure that you guys are all doing well. If you guys need anything, let you or your parents know to reach out to the school or to your teacher, and we can see what we can do. This is our first week of e-learning. I know you guys are excited, maybe a little bit of nervous. And we're just gonna really have fun with it. All of us, like I said, miss you guys dearly. I know that you guys may or may not know this is a pandemic that's going on called the coronavirus or COVID-19, where people are getting really sick and pretty bad things are going on. So we're practicing something called social distancing, where you need to kind of stay with the people in your home and stay away from people outside of your home to keep you and your family sick. So the idea is to be away from multiple people at a time to keep us all safe. So we've been into different lessons. We just finished our lessons about light and sound. You guys did super awesome learning about light and sound, learning how light travels and how sound travels through vibrations, and if things from light are blocked by the light, it creates shadows, and how to change that light. So I'm very proud of you guys. So we're going to be moving on to the next unit. The next unit that we're going to be learning about is called the spinning earth. So we all live on the earth. The earth is super important to us. Even now, we are doing things to keep our earth safe. Today, we're going to be learning just how the earth moves and different things that are going on. Well, not so much going on, but just kind of the way the earth works. So we're going to start off with the sky first. So on these next couple of lessons, we're going to be learning how to use a text to refine what we know about the sky in the daytime. So that just means that we're going to be reading books and learning different things to see what we can learn about the sky in the daytime. Our big question. So we always start our lessons with that big question that we're trying to answer. Our big question is, what can we see in the sky at different times? Just like right now, think about when you look up in the sky. What do you see in the sky right now? I can see like the sun is out. It's pretty blue up there, and it's daytime. So we have two people that we're going to help here. Sai and his grandmother. Sai has a question that he is trying to answer. He wants to know, why does he see different things in the sky at different times. So I'm going to introduce you guys to Sai. This is Sai, the young boy here. And this is his grandmother. Sai loves his grandmother so much that he calls his grandmother every day after school before he goes to sleep. He calls his grandmother. He just checks in with her, see how her days are going. Something that you guys can do every day. Maybe call your grandmother. Just check on her during this pandemic that we're going through, or call someone that you love, and you can just give yourself that challenge today to call someone you love, check up, make sure that they are being safe during this pandemic. So Sai calls his grandmother every day after school before he goes to sleep. Sai and his grandmother live far away from each other. So Sai lives near us. So right now, Sai is experiencing daytime. So like how when I looked into the sky, maybe when you look during the sky, if it's still daytime, if you looked at this video at 10 o'clock when you guys are in excellence, you'll see that it is daytime. But when he calls his grandmother, she has something different. And we're going to see what that is here. So this is the sky at Sai's house when he calls his grandmother after school. You can see that his sky is sort of like ours. He can see that daytime during this time. But usually, right now before he calls his grandmother, this is the sun setting. So when he calls his grandmother, the sun is going down because it's after school. It's after school. Right now it's daytime, but this is like towards the afternoon when you guys get home from school, when we get back to school. When he calls his grandmother's house, when Sai calls, this is what his grandmother sees. She sees the stars in the sky. She sees that it's dark outside. So when Sai calls his grandmother, he sees the daytime, the afternoon time where the sun is about to set. But for his grandmother, it's nighttime. So this is the sky at Sai's house on the left. On the left, you see that after school, the sun is setting, but it's still like pretty much daytime. And this is the sky at grandmother. This is Sai's grandmother house at the same time. This is her sky, what she sees in the sky. This is the same time. So it's not different times that he's calling her. This is the same time. In that day, he's just seeing the daytime and she is seeing the nighttime. So, we want to make a couple of different observations about these two different skies. We're going to make an observation about Sai's sky, and we're going to make observations about Sai's grandmother's sky. I want you to take a couple of seconds and think about what are two observations that you see in Sai's sky. Okay, so you might have said that you see the sun is still there, or the sun is setting. You might say that you still see that the sky is blue. You might say that it isn't nighttime yet. These are all things that is in size sky here. Next, I want you to make two observations about the sky at Sai's grandmother house. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think about two observations that you can make about Sai's grandmother sky. So you might have said in Sai's grandmother's sky that it's nighttime, you see stars, you don't see the sun. These are all great observations. So we are going to be reading a book. And in this book, this is about a young girl who is talking about her favorite star. We're going to be seeing what is her favorite star. During this video, we're going to be trying to answer these, these questions. So we might not know the answer now, which is fine. We're going to read up on it, read the book, and see if we can find any answers to these questions. So you want to give me a thumbs up if you agree, and thumbs down if you disagree. Thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree. All right, the sun is a star. It is so bright because it is the closest star in the sky. Thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree. It's my sad face. The sun is a star. It is so bright because it is the closest star in the sky. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. When it is cloudy in the daytime, the sun is not in the sky. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. When it is cloudy in the daytime, the sun is not in the sky. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. In the morning, the sun is always low in the sky. Then it go at lunchtime, the sun is high in the sky. And in the afternoon, the sun is low in the sky. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. In the morning, the sun is low in the sky. At lunchtime, the sun is high in the sky. And in the afternoon, the sun is low in the sky. Thumbs up if you agree. Thumbs down if you disagree. So right now we might not know these answers, and it's okay. We're just making our own hypothesis at this time, and we're going to learn information to see if we were right with our agrees, or are we, or with our disagrees, or were we wrong? And if we're wrong, we're just going to change our answers so we got them right. So we're going to read this book. The name of this book is "The Sun Is My Favorite Star." This book was written by Frank Ash. So this is the author of the book. Remember, the author is the person who writes the book. So the author of this book is Frank Ash. The sun is my favorite star. I want you to take a second. What do you predict this book is going to be about? I want you to take a second. Think about, what do you think this book is going to be about? The sun is my favorite star. I want you now to take a couple seconds, tell maybe your brother, your sister, or a parent, or someone close to you who you're at home with, what do you predict this book is going to be about? The sun is my favorite star. I'm going to give you a couple seconds to tell them, what do you predict this book will be about? And I want you to start off by saying, I predict this book will be about blank. And then you're going to say, what do you think this book is going to, what do you predict the book will be about? Get ready, go. Cool. So, you guys have your predictions. We're going to see if you were right, if you were wrong, and we're going to learn some different things from this book to answer those agrees and disagree questions that we just looked at. I'm also going to upload these agree and disagree questions where you guys can show that you answered them, and I can see who got them right and who got them wrong at the end of the video. The sun is my favorite star. So right here we see the young girl. She drew a picture of the sun over her house. She said that the sun is her favorite star. I want you to take a second and think about, what do you think that means? The sun is my favorite star. I'm thinking like, is the sun a star? That's what I'm kind of thinking right now. And we're gonna get that information and answer these questions at the end. Is the sun a star? I know I see stars in the sky a lot. I know that the sun is really big, but is it a star? Something to think about. In the morning, it comes to my window and it wakes me up. I want you to think about this. It says, in the morning, it comes to my window and wakes me up. I want you to think, do you think the sun is walking to this young girl's house and waking her up? Like, do you think it's going to come out like, hey, little girl, wake up? I want you to think about, does the sun like go up and wake people up? Maybe not. While I have breakfast, it sends the mist away and dries up the morning dew. Then it waits for me to come out and play. The sun is my favorite star. It says that the sun waits for her to come out and play. Do you think that the sun is waiting for her to come out and play? Like it's outside in the front of her house, like, man, I wonder what time this young girl is going to come outside because I want to come out and play too, like a best friend. Maybe not. But the sun is her favorite star. Gliding through the trees above my head. We talked about the how the sun comes up and goes down every way, just a little bit. So we see how the sun, it starts low, it goes high towards that afternoon time, and then it goes back low at the end of the day when it sets. It follows me everywhere I go. Its light is bright and hot. We talked about how the light travels from a light source to different places. Right now, we can see that the sun's light is traveling from the sky all the way down to the earth, or even down to her magnifying glass where she's making it hot on that leaf there. It peeks through a hole in the fence. It casts my shadow on the wall. I'm sorry, I'll go back here. So we also talked about shadows and how when light is being blocked, it creates a shadow. So right here we can see that the sunlight is traveling and is trying to get to that wall, but her hand is in the way, and that creates that shadow because we learned that her hand is blocking the light from traveling to the wall. That creates that shadow. The sun is my favorite star. Sometimes it plays hide and seek with me. Do you think the sun is like, hey, it's time to play hide and seek? I know that the young girl is playing with me. Let me hide behind these clouds and see if she can find me. And then it'll be my turn to be it. What do you think? Do you think that the sun is really hiding from the young girl? No, probably not. Probably not. Sometimes it goes away. So right now in this picture, we see that it is raining, but actually the sun doesn't actually go away. It's being blocked by the clouds that are in the sky. So whenever you don't see the sun, it's because the sunlight is being blocked by something in the sky. Just like we talked about in our unit about light and sound. Right here, the clouds are blocking the sun's light from being able to travel. And that's why during the daytime when it looks dark, it's just because the clouds are blocking the sunlight from traveling to the earth. It brings me back a big bouquet. So when she says it is bringing her back a big bouquet, she's just saying that it brings her back something really nice when it comes back from rain. So we know it's not actually bringing her back anything nice like a present just for her. Whenever the sun comes back out from rain, it makes a beautiful picture in the sky where we all can look at and be happy to see. The sun is my favorite star. In the evening, it paints pretty pictures in the sky for me. I want you to think again. Do you think that the sun is actually painting a picture in the sky for her? Do you think it like gets out his paintbrush from Miss Weldon, gets his paintbrush out, paints the portrait of the sky, so just so this young girl can see it? Probably not. The horizon is something beautiful that we all see, and we can paint pictures of them. But the sun, it does that not just for one person. It does that for all of us to see. Even in the night, it sends some light to keep me company. So we haven't learned too much about this yet, but we'll get to it soon. So even at the in the nighttime, when the sun is on a different part of the earth, and we'll talk about that in a second, well, in a couple of lessons as well. The sun's light still travels to the moon, and that's what makes the moon looks bright. So whenever you see that the moon is like lighting up in the sky, it's because the sun's light is traveling to the moon to make it look bright. Because actually the moon isn't so bright; it's kind of dull. It's like a dark. So the part that's dark on this picture is because the sun is not on that part of the moon. It's on the part that the sun is traveling. The sun's light is traveling to. All stars in the sky are beautiful, but so far the sun is my favorite star. So we learned a couple of different things in this book. We learned that the sun is a okay. Let me try it again. The sun is a good star. The sun is a star that is in the sky. It's the biggest and closest star to, well, it's not the biggest, but it is the closest star to our earth. And it provides us with sunlight every day, even if we can't see it. So we're going to go back to those questions. And I want you to answer these questions. Do you agree or disagree now? The sun is a star. It is so bright because it is the closest star in the sky. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you agree, you are correct. The sun is a star. It is so bright because it is the closest star in the sky. It is the star that provides us sunlight, and we call it a sun, but it is also a star in the sky. Number two, when it is cloudy in the daytime, the sun is not in the sky. Do you agree? Do you disagree? When it is cloudy in the daytime, the sun is not in the sky. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you disagree, you are correct. We learned that the clouds are actually blocking the sun's light from traveling to the earth. The sun is always in the sky. It doesn't like go get it, pack its things up, and go home at the end of the day. It just travels to the earth is moving, so different parts of the earth is getting sunlight. But actually, the sun is always in the sky. We just might not. It might not be our turn with the sun yet, but it's always in the sky. And in the daytime, it's always up high in the sky, but the clouds might block it until where it looks dark outside. Last question. In the morning, the sun is always low in the sky. At lunchtime, the sun is high in the sky. In the afternoon, the sun is low in the sky. Do you agree? Do you disagree? In the morning, the sun is low in the sky. At lunch, it's high in the sky. In the afternoon, the sun is back low in the sky. Do you agree or disagree? If you agreed, you are correct. Just like we talked about in sunlight and weather, the sun goes all the way high in the sky around lunchtime, and that's when it is the warmest outside or the hottest outside. So even if it was cold, like in the day, the sun gets higher and the temperature goes up just a little bit more, where it gets a little bit warmer. And that's during the afternoon time, like around 12:30. That's when the sun is the highest in the sky, and that's when the temperature will be the highest in the day. So this was our first lesson about the spinning earth. We're going to be learning about more shortly. I'm so glad that you guys tuned in. We miss you guys so much. I'll be telling you guys that every day because every day I miss you guys so much. Can't wait to get back to school. Can't wait to get some information from you guys and see how did you like the video? How do you like Google Classroom? What's going on while you guys are at home? Anything that you guys want to kind of talk to Mr. Jennings or your teachers about, please let us know because we always care. We always want to know. And see you guys later. Out.